Hey guys, it's Logan here with Hydra 572. We were planning on doing Chad's improvised zombie weapon video today, and Chad had to leave for Nebraska early, and we didn't get to do that. And then I tried all day to think about philosophy videos to do, and I took two ideas from small ideas and made them really big ideas that I want to look more into, so I didn't make that either. So then I came upon a good philosophy video that I could do. Want to start doing a couple more of these, talk about knife design. I was trying to review this thing here. I kept ranting about philosophy that I thought could get broken out into its whole own video. And one of those was serrations. As you guys have probably already seen from the title, it'll be something like I don't get serrations. And that's because on a folding pocket utility knife, an EDC type knife, I don't understand why you would want serrations. You know, a whole bunch of people offer them on their knives, and I think that's a great thing to offer. I just don't really get it. And when people that like serrations are talking about serrations, they talk about increased edge holding ability and better ability to cut a fibrous material like a rope. I've got some nylon cord here, or cardboard, and as I just don't see it. First off, for a knife like one of these that you're going to be carrying on a day-to-day type basis, it's going to vary person to person, sure, but I find myself cutting fibrous material not very often. Not compared to stuff like paper, packaging, tape, stuff like that, that I don't think the serrations offer you any help in, and they actually can prevent you from getting as smooth a cut. And, you know, they may hold an edge a little bit longer, but guys, I've never seen anyone that could keep serrations very sharp. I mean, I've tried to sharpen them on the Sharp Maker, and I've gotten a little bit of marginal success, but not really. And as far as I can tell, you know, once my serrations get dull, there's not a lot I can do to get them back sharp. Plus, I think if you were to really, you know, be in a position where you're going to be cutting a lot of fibrous material, whether it's cardboard or you know, like a nylon cord, like a paracord, something like that, I think it would benefit you most to have, you know, something maybe this size that you carried in your pocket, and then someplace else where you can keep some tools. Have either a multi-tool or just a knife with a fully serrated blade. You know, for the purpose of doing your cutting, I think that just makes sense to have two tools that, you know, cover the bases of what you're trying to do, instead of trying to put them both on one tool. I think serrations actually get in the way. They take away a lot of the potential belly of, you know, something like this. I think if you were to serrate it up to here, you would take away a lot of its practical slicing power that makes it a cool knife for EDC type usage. You know, I've got some fighting knives here. These two really, I've heard before that the serrations are helpful for catching an opponent's blade in knife fighting, and you know, I've never tried that, so I won't comment on it, but that I think is a completely different purpose. I've got these here more because I want to have more knives. I don't have a whole lot of serrated knives, so I want to show some cord cutting with the serrated knives that I do have, and then show it with some of the straight edge, plain edge ones. So I'm going to do that. This is not, like I said, it's not 550 cord. It sort of looks like it. I just picked this up at Lowe's, guys, because as much as I would like to order 550 paracord, I mean, I got like 400 feet of this stuff for like $3 as opposed to like $10 for 100 feet or whatever it is. Plus, I could just pick this up at Lowe's as opposed to you know, going and ordering someplace or going to a specialty store. And this stuff works fine, as you guys can see. Got my amateur lanyard there on the Cold Steel AK. But yeah, I wish I had a rig made up to show the pressure that I was pulling against the knife with and all that. And maybe someday we'll have something like that. Right now we don't. So you'll just have to take my word for it, how much resistance I'm feeling on any particular cut. But I've never had any problem cutting a fibrous material with a sharp blade. And I'm just going to start doing some cutting here. I'll start with this because this will probably cut the worst. It's not the sharpest, but I mean, that's pretty significant force coming off my hand. That was with the serrations. I go ahead with the plain edge. And honestly, that was about the same. Neither one of these are very sharp. Don't think either of them is sharp enough to do. Oh, well, I got it. That's another thing that I don't understand about the serrations argument, is serrations are actually worse in that sort of cut for a fibrous material. Pretty significantly worse, and on a lot of surfaces you can't even do them. So, like that. I guess I got it. You know, I'm digging pretty deep down into the wood though, so if you've got a harder surface, I don't think you're going to be able to do it. Like I said, I just really don't get why you would want a partially serrated knife for a utility knife, and I realized that none of these are utility knives, funnily enough. Here, I'll do the same thing here. Do that, and then that. And with that one, these serrations have been dulled pretty significantly. Like I said, I've tried to sharpen them and not a whole lot of success, so it's actually easier for me to cut with the plain edge on this one than with the serrations. And you know, I'm sure there are people that can sharpen their serrations. I just haven't met any of them, and I've been trying to teach myself to sharpen for a while, and I haven't been able to do it. So I think that's a big problem in the reasons that a whole lot of people give for serrations, and obviously a lot of people understand this because we're given to understand that a lot more plain-edged knives sell than serrated knives. So I'm kind of, you know, I'm curious as to why people buy them. I don't want to, you know, be bashing on the people that do like them. I just don't get it. You know, if you want to make a video response and explain the situation to me why you do love them, I would love that. I'm perfectly open to having that conversation, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying for my usage of an EDC type blade, I don't really get it. So that's why, if anyone was wondering, you're not very likely to see a serrated model knife around here. I've got 4 out of my collection of, God, I don't even know how many knives I have now, but yeah, the only one I haven't done cutting yet is this one. And these serrations, in all honesty, as far as I can tell, they're sort of a joke, but we'll give them a shot anyway, and I'm pulling pretty hard. I'm pulling literally as hard as I can. I'm not joking. Yeah, that's interesting. Again, these serrations are not very sharp. They've got a little bit of wear on them, and no matter what I do with the sharp maker, I haven't tried with the Wicked Edge, you know, but I cannot get serrations to stay sharp, and I think I speak for a large group of people when I say that with any conventional sharpening system that I know of, it's really hard to keep serrations sharp. So there's that. There's me pulling as hard as I can trying to get it to cut. Here's with the plain edge. I mean, with a sharp plain edge, I realize a lot of people don't know how to keep their knives sharp, but with a sharp plain edge, I mean, that was pretty easy. That was a plain edge. Even better if you've got a recurve with good blade geometry. I mean, I think that's what's really going to make your difference with cutting a hard material. To cut is good blade geometry, good steel to get a sharp edge. I think that's where you're going to get your performance, not from serrations. Like I said, sure, lots of people knew this already. Just, you know, want to be comprehensive with our videos, want people to understand why they're seeing what they're seeing on our channel. So I'll go through, do some more cutting with everything. Oh, I didn't do this one. Show some cutting with the serrations and with the plain edge. And again, guys, I wish I had some pressure gauge to you know, show how much pressure was coming on each cut and how much I was pulling. We don't have that, and you know, I do want to build something like that at some point, so maybe you will see it. That one was actually pretty hard. The edge geometry on this isn't great. It's partway through being reprofiled with the Wicked Edge. It's still pretty sharp though. Yeah, there you go. And with some sharper blades. So that's basically what I wanted to say, is I don't get serrations. That's why you're not going to see a whole lot of serrated knives being reviewed. I am interested in serrations. I think they do serve a very limited capacity. I think, you know, you can make the argument for them having a dedicated serrated blade on something like this. Just as much as you can make the argument for having a saw, I think. You know, I'm definitely not against it, especially in a multi-tool type setting, but I just think you get really good cutting capacity out of a sharp plain edge with something like a recurve or something with a lot of belly. I think that's where you're going to get your best cutting performance in any type of material, whether it's a finicky material like paper or a fibrous material like cord. You know, I think learning to maintain your edges on whatever sharpening system that you get, and keeping them sharp, and then just having a good edge geometry, I think that's where you're going to get a lot of your power. And I guess that's what I wanted to say in this video, as well as showing off some lanyards I made. You guys have probably seen these before. I'm liking the using spent casings as a bead thing. I think we'll keep doing that. I'll probably throw one on here at some point. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I bet no one was wondering, but like I said, I was planning on other stuff today. But here's what we got. It is our philosophy, my philosophy. I think Chad agrees mostly about serrations. I just don't get it, you know. I don't know why so many manufacturers run their machines 2 different times to produce a set of blades with serrations and without serrations, especially in a business where we have so many knives that don't have options for the color choices on G10. I don't know why so much money is being spent providing serrated models. Something like this I would actually prefer. Like I said, the chance of me using this knife in a knife fight is extraordinarily low. The chance of me using it batoning through wood or something like that, which admittedly is not precisely its intent, but I think you're going to see that capacity greatly increased by going with a plain edge. So yeah, there is that. That is philosophy. I don't get serrations. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more of the same.